Dear friends, good morning. Maybe you're watching this before the first light of dawn, or maybe it's already noon where you are. As for me, I'm sitting at my desk at 3 a.m., writing and praying with you in mind. Today, I want to lead you into a simple encounter with God, a morning where you and I can lay down every worry and let Him take care of what we cannot. Your part is to keep moving forward. Having God beside you is enough. To make this clear and practical, let's step into today's prayer together. Before we begin, please subscribe and share this video so more people can join us. Let's start. Let this morning be the hour you loosen your grip and place everything into God's hands. You don't have to force peace to happen. You can let it find you. Breathe as if the air itself is mercy, and let your shoulders remember how to rest. You're allowed to stop rehearsing worst-case scenarios. You're allowed to begin again. In this quiet, imagine the Father's gaze, steady, unhurried, tender, and let that be the truest thing about today. You woke up carrying names, deadlines, and questions. Some of them feel heavier than yesterday. You don't have to pretend they're light. You can be honest and still be held. As daylight grows, picture laying each concern on the table before God. See how He doesn't flinch. See how He doesn't rush you. Your worries aren't a surprise to Him. Your heart is already known. Scripture anchors you here. Cast all that anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Not because you're trying to be a good Christian, but because love invites trust. Trust looks like this: unclenching what you can't control and choosing to believe that the hands that form the sunrise can carry your life. You don't have to solve the entire day from where you sit. God hasn't asked you to carry tomorrow inside today. He gives you this moment, this breath, this conversation. If you've been bracing for impact, you can let that go now. Say it inside. I place this day in your care. Notice how fear loses its edge when you stop rehearsing the storm and start remembering the one who speaks to the wind. Let your mind settle on a simple truth. You are not alone, and you never were. The shepherd has not forgotten how to find you. There are places inside you that still wait to be healed, old scenes you revisit, old words that still echo. Give them a place on the table, too. Don't edit the story to make it easier to hold. Bring it as it is. God knows the version even you don't have words for. Imagine His kindness moving through the cracks, not with noise, but with a patient light. It's all right if you can't feel it yet. Healing can begin quietly. Grace often arrives like dawn, almost invisible until you notice the room is brighter. Let's name what this surrender means. Your heart, every hidden ache and every unguarded hope belongs to God. Your mind, with its loops and late-night spirals, belongs to God. Your plans for this morning, your calendar squares, your next step that you still can't see, belong to God. Your family and the ones you love, the conversations you're dreading and the ones you're longing for, belong to God. Your finances and the math that doesn't add up belong to God. Your health, your energy, your fatigue belong to God. Yesterday's failures and tomorrow's unknowns belong to God. Even your will, the stubborn part that wants to steer everything, can rest in God. None of this is abandonment, it's homecoming. Surrender isn't losing, it's finally letting yourself be led. If shame tries to interrupt, let mercy answer first. You're not behind. You're not disqualified. God isn't pacing the floor, disappointed that you still need help. He's near. He delights to defend what he begins. This morning, you can trade the loudness of fear for the quiet certainty that he is already at work. You might not have the blueprint, but you have the builder. You might not see the path, but each step you take in trust becomes a stone beneath your feet. Do not worry about tomorrow. Each day has enough trouble of its own, Matthew 6:34. That wasn't written to scold you for being human. It was written to lift the weight you can't carry. If prayer feels complicated, let it become simple again. With your inhale, let the words rise. Jesus, I trust. With your exhale, release. In your care. You're not trying to earn his attention. You're agreeing with reality. He is already here. Keep breathing that small prayer until your pulse slows and your thoughts stop sprinting. Let the name of Jesus be a soft anchor that holds you where peace can reach you. Even if all you can manage is a whisper of willingness, heaven hears it. Think of the places you'll go today: the desk, the road, the kitchen, the meeting, the waiting room. Invite God into each space ahead of time. Ask him to precede you, to be the first presence in every room and the final word over every outcome. Ask him to place gentleness on your tongue where you've been sharp, courage in your spine where you've been bending to fear, and discernment in your choices where you've been guessing in the dark. If a door needs to open, may he open it. If a door needs to stay shut for your good, may he keep it shut and keep you from pushing. If a conversation needs clarity, may he give you the sentence that sets things free. You don't have to manufacture holy feelings. Holiness can look like honest work done with a quiet heart. It can sound like an apology. It can move like patience in a hallway that feels endless. It can sit beside someone who aches and choose to stay. Let God take care of the outcomes. You can take care of your posture, steadiness, kindness, integrity. When frustration rises, let it be your cue to pause. When anxiety spikes, let it be your invitation to return to the breath prayer you began. Jesus, I trust in your care. The same prayer will still work at noon, at 3:30, at night. If grief is close by, don't make it wait outside. Bring it to God. Place the photograph, the empty chair, the unsent text, all of it before him. Ask for the grace to carry sorrow without letting it turn you hard. Ask for the gift of tears if you need them, and the gift of rest when you're empty. The man of sorrows understands. The one who wept also restores. Let the morning be gentle with you, and let God be strong for you. And if joy visits, welcome it. Let yourself laugh without suspicion. God is not more present in your pain than in your delight. Give thanks for small goodness, the first sip of coffee, the text that arrives at the right time, the sunlight that finds your floorboards. Gratitude is not denial, it's alignment. It points your heart toward the giver and teaches your eyes to keep looking for him. For the burdens that remain after you've done what you can, practice holy release. Say it out loud if you need to. God, this is bigger than me, but not bigger than you. I place it in your hands. Stay there a moment. Picture those hands, scarred, strong, gentle, closing around what you've surrendered. Trust that what you release into his care is not lost. It is held, guided, redeemed in ways you may not see yet. Be still and know that he is God. Psalm 46:10. Let that knowing settle into your bones. Before you move on, bless your day. Bless the people you'll meet, even the difficult ones. Bless your work to become service and your rest to become renewal. Bless your thoughts to be clear, your words to be purposeful, your choices to be wise. Ask for protection over your coming and going. Ask for favor that doesn't flatter your ego, but furthers God's goodness through you. Ask for holy interruptions that remind you you're loved. Now lift your eyes. This is where you begin. Walk forward with an unclenched soul. Let God take care of what you can't. Do the next honest thing and leave the rest with Him. If anxiety knocks, answer with trust. If confusion lingers, ask for one step of light. If disappointment visits, refuse to make it your identity. You are cared for. You are seen. The story is not hanging by a thread. It is held by a Father who does not fail. So, here is your surrender, simple and whole. Today belongs to God. Your heart belongs to God. Your mind, your plans, your loves, your needs, your future belong to God. You will move through this day, listening for His quiet guidance, refusing panic, choosing peace. And when night comes, you will look back and find evidence of His care in places you didn't expect. For now, take this step. Let God be God and let yourself be loved. Morning light keeps widening across the room, and with it comes courage. Let your first words be simple. Here I am. Not polished, not impressive, just honest. Let God meet you in that openness. If a knot tightens in your chest, don't fight it. Name it and place it in His keeping. Feel how surrender doesn't shrink you. It steadies you. The weight you tried to hold alone begins to shift, and in the shifting, your breath finds a calmer rhythm. Some worries still circle like birds that refuse to land. Give them a perch in God's hands. Picture each one resting where it can't claw at you anymore. The deadlines that crowd your mind, the unanswered message, the uncertainty about money, the fatigue you can't sleep away. Set them down one by one until the table is full of truths you no longer have to hide. Watch what happens when you stop negotiating with fear and start telling the truth to love. On days like this, strength comes quietly. It doesn't need applause. It arrives as a steadying thought when irritation flares. It sits beside you in the car, keeping you from rehearsing old arguments. It guides your fingers over the keyboard, helping you write the sentence that builds a bridge instead of a wall. Let God be the keeper of your tone, the guardian of your pauses, the giver of the right word at the right time. Ask for a soft heart and a clear spine, tenderness that doesn't cave, conviction that doesn't wound. Where regret still stings, mercy is already moving. You don't need to punish yourself to prove you care. Agree with grace. Let forgiveness become part of how you breathe today. If a memory surfaces that makes you wince, don't push it down. Invite God into it. Let Him stand in the middle of that scene and speak a better word over it. You're not pretending it didn't happen. You're letting redemption have the last voice. When you think about the people you love, let prayer wrap around them like a warm shawl. Bless the one who is far from home. May courage keep them. Bless the one who feels invisible. May kindness find them. Bless the one who is sick. May comfort cover them and wisdom guide their care. Bless the one who annoys you. May patience widen your heart until there's room for peace. And bless the one who blesses you every day in quiet ways you forget to notice. May gratitude rise quickly, not as a performance, but as clear seeing. If you must face a hard conversation, carry gentleness in first. Let your goal be truth that heals, not victory that isolates. Ask God to keep your listening honest and your motives clean. If you need to apologize, give the gift quickly. If you need to set a boundary, do it with clarity and kindness. Trust that the shepherd who leads you can also lead the other person, even when you disagree. Lay the outcome down and walk in humility. It's amazing how often the door to peace opens on that hinge. As work gathers around you like a small storm, choose a pace that honors your soul. You're not behind schedule if you're abiding. You're not failing if you're faithful. Let excellence be the fruit of peace, not panic. When your mind starts sprinting, touch the anchor again. Jesus, I trust in your care. Let that be the quiet bell that brings you back to the present where grace actually lives. There will be moments when silence feels heavy, as if God stepped out of the room. Don't mistake quiet for absence. Sometimes love speaks by staying. In that stillness, pay attention to the subtler signs, the sentence that arrives just when you need it, the small kindness from a stranger, the nudge to wait 5 minutes before you reply. Providence often walks in soft shoes. Train your eyes for it. You will see more than you expected. Let hope have space today. Not a loud, glittering hope that denies reality, but a grounded hope that looks at the facts and still chooses trust. Hope that says, I don't know what God is doing, but I know who He is. That kind of hope doesn't float above life. It roots itself within it. It looks at the same problem fear sees and answers with a different story. Outcomes are not God's. Love is still Lord. Where your body feels weary, invite rest without apology. God is not honored by your exhaustion. He is honored by your dependence. Eat something nourishing. Drink water. Step into a sliver of morning air and let the breeze remind you of newness. If tears come, let them. If laughter surprises you, let it all the way in. Both can be prayers. Both can be healing. If a door opens that you didn't plan for, ask for discernment before you rush through it. If a door stays shut longer than you hoped, ask for patience to bless the hallway. Neither place is wasted when God is holding the map. He has not lost your file. He is not late. He is crafting a goodness that will make sense in time. Until then, live today faithfully. Small obediences, honest work, unspectacular kindness. That's how kingdoms grow. When envy knocks because someone else seems farther along, answer with blessing instead of comparison. Celebrate their good, pray for their continued fruit, then return to your lane with a steady step. What God is shaping in you is not a copy. It's a story with fingerprints that exist nowhere else. Your path isn't delayed, it's designed. Keep your eyes on the one who walks it with you, not on the scoreboard that never satisfies. As the afternoon begins to lean forward, renew your surrender without drama. Say it again in your own words. If your hands have started to curl around control, open them. If your thoughts have drifted to catastrophes that haven't happened, come back. If your heart feels flat, ask for a spark. Surrender is not a one-time event. It's a rhythm. Every time you return, you grow a little more free. And if disappointment lands hard, an answer you didn't want, a plan that unravels, let lament be allowed. God is not threatened by your honest sorrow. Tell Him what hurts. Ask for the grace not to turn bitter. Ask for eyes to notice the seeds He tucks into losses, the ones that will break open later into something living. Trust that the gardener knows what to plant and when to bloom. Evening is far away yet, but hold this promise early. You will not end this day empty-handed. There will be a thread of goodness to trace, even if it's thin. There will be a line of grace to underline, even if it's small. Keep a watch for it. Let gratitude gather these quiet evidences and set them like small lamps along your path. So walk now, steady and unhurried. Keep choosing the next honest step. Keep releasing what is not yours to carry. Keep welcoming God into the little rooms of your day, the inbox, the phone call, the drive, the meal, the brief silence in between. Let Him be the music under everything. Let Him be the rest you return to. And let peace, not pressure, be the signature of how you move through the world today. Sunlight slips across the floor like a quiet promise, and you remember, God has already arrived before you. Let that awareness soften your pace. Move slowly enough to notice small mercies, the way the room holds still, the way your pulse steadies when you speak His name under your breath. You don't have to prove your faith today. You can practice it by letting Him be in charge of the outcomes while you tend to the next faithful step. Coffee warms your hands, and with that warmth comes a simple courage. Offer Him the conversation you're dreading, the meeting that knots your stomach, the email you've been avoiding. Picture each one placed into His open hands, not as a performance, but as a real transfer of weight. If control tries to creep back, return it again. Surrender is not dramatic. It's daily. It's how you become light enough to be led. A memory brushes past, something you wish you'd handled differently. Instead of rewinding the tape, invite God into the scene. Let Him stand in the middle of it, not to rewind time, but to redeem it. Ask for wisdom to do better where you can, and grace to release what is no longer yours to fix. Regret doesn't get the last word over a life that's being held. Mercy still writes in present tense. Your work begins to gather like clouds on the horizon. Don't sprint. Let excellence rise from peace, not pressure. Whisper the prayer that has become your rhythm. Jesus, I trust in your care. Feel how that sentence steadies your thoughts. It doesn't erase the to-do list. It puts it in order. You move from frantic to faithful, one task, one conversation, one breath at a time, because God is the keeper of the whole day. A face comes to mind, someone you love, someone who's struggling, someone who irritates you without trying. Wrap each of them in blessing. May the weary one find rest. May the anxious one taste a quiet they didn't think possible. May the difficult one be met with a patience that surprises even you. You are not the healer, you are the carrier of prayers. God knows what to do with each name you hand Him. Traffic may stall, plans may shift, and delays may rub you the wrong way. Instead of naming them interruptions, try calling them invitations. What if God has tucked small assignments inside the waiting, an act of courtesy that cools a stranger's anger, a word of encouragement that keeps a friend from giving up, a silent prayer that moves what you cannot see? You're still in His story, even at a red light. A whisper of envy might pass through when you see someone else's highlight reel. Catch it gently and return your focus. Bless their progress. Bless your own lane. God has not misplaced you. The route you're walking is not a punishment. It's a path fitted to your soul. Where you're tempted to compare, choose gratitude instead for the strengths you've been given, for the lessons you're learning, for the timing that protects you from doors you're not meant to enter yet. Fatigue can arrive early. When it does, don't call yourself weak. Call yourself human and lean harder into grace. Eat something that serves your body. Take 3 slow breaths at the window. Let the breeze remind you that renewal is not a rumor. If tears come, let them be prayer. If laughter breaks in, let it have the room. God meets you in both, and neither disqualifies you from His care. A decision sits in front of you and the stakes feel real. Ask for the gift of a clear yes or a clean no. Ask for motives that are washed of fear and vanity. If the way forward is bright, walk it humbly. If it's still dim, ask for one step of light and take only that step. Surrender does not mean passivity. It means cooperation, your will and heart moving with His steady hand. Late morning turns to noon with a quiet shift in the light. Renew your offering without ceremony. This hour is yours. My thoughts are yours. My outcomes are yours. If frustration edges your voice, let silence be the place you set it down. If worry tightens your shoulders, revisit the breath prayer that has been anchoring you. Jesus, I trust in your care. The prayer works because He is faithful, not because you are eloquent. An old wound might throb when you least expect it. Instead of armoring up, let God be your covering. Imagine His kindness moving through the tender places without rush or judgment. You don't have to name a lesson or find a silver lining. You only have to stay open to being held. Healing is often slower than you want and deeper than you planned. Both truths can be holy. As midday noise swells, look for the thread of grace. It might appear as a sentence that arrives just when you need it, a door you no longer feel compelled to force, a softness in you where sharpness used to live. Trace that thread with gratitude. Gratitude is how you keep your eyes tuned to providence. It teaches you to expect God, not calamity. Your plans for the afternoon stand ready, and some part of you still wonders if you're enough for them. Receive the answer that's been waiting all morning. You were never asked to be enough by yourself. You were asked to be available. God multiplies loaves, time, courage, clarity. Place what you have in His hands, 2 honest efforts, 5 quiet prayers, and let Him feed more than you thought possible. If disappointment crosses your path before evening, don't deny it. Tell God the truth about how it lands in you. Ask for the grace to keep your heart soft and your hope rooted. You're allowed to feel what you feel. You're also free to trust what you know. The story is not precarious, and the author is not careless. Even closed doors can be kind. Even detours can be deliverance in disguise. And now, step forward again, unhurried, unafraid. Keep your soul unclenched. Keep your words seasoned with peace. Keep choosing the next right thing and leaving the results in God's keeping. This is how surrender looks at noon on an ordinary day. Simple, faithful, steady. You walk, He carries. You listen, He guides. You release, He redeems. Let that be enough, and let your heart rest in the One who never stops taking care of you. Morning steadies its hand on your shoulder, and something within you stands a little taller. You remember that God woke you on purpose, not by accident, and that changes the feel of the room. Let that quiet purpose soak into your thoughts. You don't have to rush to prove anything. You can move with the confidence of someone already held. If fear tries to script your day, let trust interrupt the sentence before it finishes. From the first cup of water to the first word you speak, let blessing begin early. Speak gently to yourself the way God would, without sarcasm, without suspicion. Offer Him your attention like a small loaf placed in big hands, where your mind tries to jump ahead. Bring it back to the ground beneath your feet. This patch of morning is holy enough for grace to do its good work. Under the soft light of this hour, bring your plans into view the way you might hold a map to the sun. Ask God to mark the path that matters and fade the ones that only drain you. If an appointment feels heavy, ask for a lightness of heart within it. If a possibility stirs hope, ask for wisdom to pursue it humbly. You are not walking through a maze alone. The guide walks with you and knows every turn. When the ache of yesterday's conversation flickers in your chest, do not argue with the memory. Set it on the table and invite God to sit beside it. Ask for words that reconcile, for silence that honors truth, for courage to repair what can be repaired. If you must wait, let it be an honest waiting, not a punishing one. Mercy moves even when you cannot see the floorboards shift. Let your body remember goodness. Stretch the stiffness. Breathe in a way that tells your nervous system it is safe to trust. Nourish yourself like a person who plans to be useful to love today. Holiness can hold a schedule and a sandwich in the same hour. God is Lord of both the sacred and the ordinary, and your ordinary is where His tenderness loves to land. A name rises, someone dear, who needs a miracle you cannot manufacture. Hand that need to the one who multiplies outcomes beyond mathematics. Hold them, you whisper in your heart, and you imagine God answering with a steady yes. Where your words run out, let your presence before God speak for you. Even a sigh can be prayer when it reaches the one who reads hearts better than books. On the doorstep of a new task, ask for the grace of a clean beginning, not the kind that denies yesterday, but the kind that lets redemption braid yesterday into today without shame. If mistakes have taught you, thank God for the honest classroom. If progress has encouraged you, return the credit with a smile and keep walking. Humility and joy sit well together in the morning when the temptation to control returns, because it will. Notice it without scolding yourself. Open your hands again. Say the small prayer that has been working its way into your rhythm. Jesus, I trust in your care. Let the words be less of a mantra and more of a meet-in place. This is where your will and His goodness shake hands. This is where the day loosens its knots. Scripture leans in like a faithful friend. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. Let that single sentence rebuild your sense of enough. You are not uncared for. You are not unseen. Provision may not look like your plan, but it will look like His faithfulness, and that is better than luck by a wide margin. Rest your thoughts on that meadow and take one calm step. If you notice impatience rising with the people closest to you, ask God to lace your tone with kindness before the words leave your mouth. May your home hear peace from your lips, and may your workplace hear honesty without harm. When conflict appears, let your first inner movement be prayer, not performance. Ask for ears that can hear beneath the surface and for a heart that chooses dignity over dominance. Where creativity is needed, invite the Spirit to breathe through your work. Fresh ideas often arrive where gratitude has cleared the table. Thank God for the tools in front of you, for the mentors who have shaped you, for the small wins that didn't make headlines but moved stories forward. Create as a child of a generous Father, unafraid to try, unafraid to learn, unafraid to start again. As the sun climbs, let hope climb with it. Not the noisy kind that shouts down reality, but the stubborn kind that keeps a lamp in the window for goodness. Name aloud one thing you trust God to handle today, then act as if He truly is handling it. Faith is not a trick of the mind. It is agreement with the deepest truth that God is God and you are loved within His care. For the places where anxiety keeps tugging, return to that quiet breath prayer. Inhale, Jesus, I trust. Exhale, in your care. Imagine those words moving through your bloodstream, unclenching what clenches, warming what has gone cold. You don't need a perfect feeling to pray a perfect prayer. You only need a willing heart. God does very much with willing. When opportunity knocks and fear echoes back with reasons to stay small, ask for holy boldness. Courage does not cancel humility, it completes it. Step forward with a steady spirit and a soft face. If the door is for you, it will open without you breaking yourself against it. If it is not, God will keep you from forcing what would have cost your peace. Bless your city as it wakes, its streets and schools, its shopkeepers and nurses, its unseen workers who keep things running while most are still yawning. Ask God to protect the vulnerable, to guide leaders toward justice, to let compassion move like water through hard places. Let your own part in that goodness be simple and real. Honesty, patience, generosity that doesn't need a spotlight. And for your inner life, ask for a heart that stays teachable. Ask for a mind that loves truth more than being right. Ask for a joy that survives headlines and algorithms. Ask for discernment that recognizes God's whisper amid the noise. Ask because asking is how children live in a father's house, and you are not a guest here, you belong. Before you step further into the day's hum, seal this hour with gratitude. Thank God for the breath in your lungs, for the strength to try again, for the quiet ways He has already cared for you since waking. Thank Him for the guidance you will only notice in hindsight. Thank Him for being Himself, faithful, patient, near. Then walk on, hands uncurled, soul unhurried, trusting that what you place in His hands is not only safe, it is being shaped for your good and for His glory. Amen. Morning stands open before you like a clean page, and your heart knows what to write on it. Trust. Let this be the hour you choose a lighter way of moving. Hands uncurled, shoulders unarmored, soul unhurried. God is already ahead of you in every hallway and meeting, already beside you in every quiet in between, already beneath you with a strength that does not fail. So you can walk gently, you can speak kindly, you can work faithfully and leave the math of outcomes to the one who multiplies loaves, time, and courage. If worry taps the glass, answer with the prayer that has steadied you all morning. Jesus, I trust in your care. Let those words settle like sunlight on water. Let them carry you from task to task without the old weight. What you surrender into His hands is not lost. It is finally safe. What you cannot control, you no longer have to carry alone. And what you offer, however small, He knows how to turn into enough. So step into the day He has given and let peace be the signature you leave on everything you touch. May your thoughts be clear, your words be gentle, your steps be guided, and your heart stay teachable. May the Lord bless your going out and your coming in, and keep you close to His voice from this morning's first light until the day is done. Amen. If this prayer met you today, stay with us. Subscribe so you can begin each morning grounded in God's presence. And share this video with someone who needs a soft place to rest their worries. Tell me in the comments how I can pray for you, and if you'd like, write, I surrender completely to God. Your intentions are seen and lifted. Thank you for being here. See you in the next morning prayer. Until then, walk gently and trust that He will take care of the rest.